Well, hello, my friends. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're doing the show differently. Welcome to Melting Pat, the Next Level Network. Hope you're doing okay today. I'm doing this on Wednesday. And so, yeah, if you listened to the end of the show last week, you should understand my tone for today because a lot of people are sad, and I'm that too. A lot of people are disappointed. I am that too. I'm more angry. It's just, how do we do this again? How did this happen? How did we let this happen? Anyway, yeah. All right. So we do have other things today. We're going to talk about the election, of course. We're going to talk about, what comes next, how this went down, and why we're here again. And that part will be uncensored. So that'll be in a moment. We have no song today because I didn't think it was right, because I knew when I woke up today, I knew what the news was and I knew what was going to happen. And I thought, well, I got to record the show today, so let's just get pissed off. And I didn't feel right including a song that could have been unrelated, or maybe the artist didn't want to be involved with the political things or what, even if they agree and are also mad and angry and whatnot. I didn't think it was fair to them to, and I'm sorry, my bad, to Too Close for Comfort from last week. I didn't even think about that until right now. But I guess because this is going to be the beginning of the show, so it'd be like right after or before. So I decided we're going to cut all the production for today and just kind of go. Well, the only production will be if the captain gives us an update. You know what? I'm going to text the captain. We're going to give him the day off. Just because I want this one to be just straight through. I'm going to be angry, like I'm sure a lot of you are. And we do have some fun stuff to lighten the load, to lighten the load. Jeez. To lighten the mood here. Jill told me a story when she went to pick up dinner the other day of a guy who was trying way too hard to customize his very cheap order. And that's something she and I have talked about when people go to food trucks and they're just really particular about things. Like, bro, it's $5. What are you doing? So we'll talk about that. And we did get a question, some fan mail from Jimmy from Mayfair about a curmudgeon. They said boomer opinion, but I'm going to go with a curmudgeon view. I guess a classic pet peeve about something that doesn't really matter, but I'm still going to get upset about it. So it should be a little bit of fun there. Okay. All right. So yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like, I said at the end of the show last week that by the way, again, this part is going to be uncensored, in case you listen at work or with your kids or whatever. So I just hit the microphones for some reason. I'm just wondering how we're here again. Like I said last week, he's so fucking dumb. Trump is one of the dumbest motherfuckers to ever exist in the universe. And on top of all the other shit, he's a racist piece of shit. He's a rapist. He's a pedo. He's a convicted felon. All that's going to go out the window, by the way. January fucking 21st, he's going to pardon himself, and that's just going to disappear. So here's what I want. I want no job to A, ever ask for qualifications again. I made this point in 2016. And now B, I never want to have a job ask about criminal history, because Trump was convicted of 34 felonies. 34. And they're just going to be gone because he's president again, or he's going to be. And I just don't know, like, how do you justify it then as an employer? Oh, we got to do criminal. The guy who fucking runs the country is a convicted felon 34 times over. And we're just fine with that. And can I address one thing, though, before we go a little deeper into whatever this is going to be? I hate the reasoning, the line, as a father of daughters. I absolutely, like, that qualifier is complete bullshit to me. Because, yeah, like, the Republican platform basically was, we hate everyone who's not us, and also women don't have rights anymore, or whatever the fuck, right? So everybody coming out on their high horses like, as a father of daughters, blah. Why do you have to have a daughter to care about other people? That's my question. Why do you have to have a stake in the issue to care about it? Like, I don't have a daughter. I have a son. And I'm still angry about women's rights potentially being taken away. I'm still angry about women not having access to health care because someone read the Bible once and said, no, we have to do this, and blah, 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 and made some shit up, and people were fucking dumb enough to believe it. And I'm just angry that we're still, like I've said many times on this show, we have access to the most information that we've ever had in human history. And we still have people believing when a fucking presidential candidate goes, they're eating the dogs, and they believe it. And they say, oh, they're murdering babies, they're pulling them out and murdering them at 9 months, blah, 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 blah. Now, people still believe this shit. We have literally the most access to any information, and we don't use it. We do use it to confirm our wrongly held shitty opinions. And I just don't know. I don't know how that changes, if it does. I just don't understand how we got. I mean, I do. I wish I was more surprised about this because I do understand. Because he is dumb as shit. And the platform was, we hate everyone who's not us. It's like mass deportations, and we're going to cut benefits for old people and poor people. And we're going to fucking gut women's health care and all this other shit. And millions of Americans were like, yeah, that sounds good. That's good. Because he hates the same people that I do. So that's fine. That's good. We're going to do that. And that fucking line of thinking is astounding to me. Like, why do you need to have, like, as a father, why do you have to have a kid to care about other kids? Why do you have to have a daughter to care about women? Why do you have to have a sister to care about women? Why do you have to have a mom or a wife or whatever to care about other people? I don't understand. Why do you need to have a connected relationship with an affected party to care about them? That's what I don't understand. Why do we have to have, why do we do, as a father of daughters, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Why do you need, the fact that you need to use that qualifier says a lot more about you as a person than anything else. It says that if you didn't have a daughter, you wouldn't care. If you weren't married, you wouldn't care. If you didn't have whatever, you wouldn't care unless it directly affects you. You're not going to care. And I will never understand why people don't care about other people. That's it. That's what the platform should be. Hey, Democrats were like, hey, we want to do child tax credits and we want to lower prices, cap prices on groceries. We want to do this and that. We want to do things to help other people. And the other side comes out talking about Arnold Palmer's penis. I can't even say it. It's so ridiculous. And fucking, I never should have left the White House. And they're eating the dogs and the cats. Like, come on, say that shit. And you're like, yeah, that guy's more reasonable to run the country than the other people. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? I just will never understand how that platform works. I just don't get it. I guess because, I get it because people are dumb and actually racist and just fucking way more heinous than I ever thought, I suppose. And like I said last week, if you are on this platform in any manner, in any shape or form, if you're on the level with any of this, good riddance, I don't want you here. Because you're not someone I can associate with anymore. I'm done being nice. I'm done being, we just voted differently. No. If you're still on this platform now, if you're still with the modern GOP right now, today, or days from now, whatever, if you're still on that now, I don't want to associate with you anymore. I don't care who you are. I don't care if we're related, how we're related, or connected. I don't care. If you're supporting this very clear agenda against anyone who's not a straight white male, and I say this as a straight white male. And so, sure, maybe directly I'm not affected, at least not right away. Although they want to cut funding to to the agency I work for, and that could affect my job or cost me it. And so I do have a bit of a stake. But even if I didn't, I could not get behind any of this because their whole platform was bigotry and hatred. And the fact that millions of Americans came out and said, yeah, that's fine. And the fact that millions of Americans didn't come out against it and say, no, this isn't fine, is awful. It's deplorable. And I don't know, how do I explain this? I'm kind of glad my son is too young to really understand, because how the fuck do I explain this? How do I explain that millions of people in this country just don't give a fuck about anyone but themselves? They're going to say, oh, fucking cut grandma's Social Security and Medicaid and all that, Medicare. Fuck that. We want to save money on eggs. Or oh, man, now women can't have health care, can't have access to abortions if they need them. Well, fuck it. That's fine. I always share the Family Guy screen grab from the episode where Lois got an abortion. And it's, Peter, they went to the clinic and Peter was like, nope, we're going to do this. And then somebody showed him a video of, somebody showed him propaganda basically. And he's completely changed his tune. And that's what people do. On both sides of that, by the way. They're both fucking dumb and dangerous. And the line is, once they get out, because Lois is like, okay, you want everybody to have the babies. What are you going to do? How are you going to feed them and house them and put them through school and clothe them and all that? And Peter says,
"No, Lois, I'm here to save the unborn. Once they get out of the vagina, they can go fuck themselves."
and that is, if that's not a perfect representation of the GOP platform and of these fucking idiots who support them, that, like, I don't know what is. Like, there's no more perfect way to describe the pro-life movement than that. Once they get out of the vagina, they can go fuck themselves. Like I said, single issue voters, I think I've said this on the Patreon version, but I talked about undecided voters and how dumb they are. Single issue voters might be dumber. And it's shit like that where it's like, yep, everybody's got to give birth to the babies. All right, you're going to take care of them? You're going to give them food and housing assistance? You're going to adopt them? Are you going to make sure they're clothed and make sure they have milk and diapers and all the, and once they're older, or they can go to school and they can go do other things? You're going to make sure about any of that? Oh, no? All right, then. You're just a fucking asshole. Because the book you read says we have to do this when you are ignoring 98% of everything that comes after. Like, yes, sure. Kid born, great. Awesome. Maybe I'll lose some of you on this opinion. That's fine. But yeah, good. Kid born, great. Okay. There's a lot of shit that comes after. And the fact that you're ignoring that means you're a terrible person. Like I said, if you're still on this train, you're an awful person. And I no longer wish to associate with you. I actually cut that part out last week because I got screwed with the audio and I was like, maybe that's too strong. It's not too strong. No, not anymore. I'm done. I'm fucking done being nice about this. I'm done being quiet about it. I'm done just kind of letting it happen. Just letting people still in my life who support this bullshit. All of it. All of it. Again, he's a racist. He's a rapist. He's a pedophile. He was convicted of 34 felonies. He tried to, he incited a coup because he wanted to overthrow the government because he got pissy because he lost. And the list goes on. Like, and again, the fucking mocking the disabled reporter should have been the end. Grab him by the pussy should have been the end. So many of those things I just mentioned should have been the end. Again, Howard Dean, and was done. This motherfucker's got a list of got a fucking king scroll, mile long, and people are just fine with it. And you're like, yep, that's our guy. You're all fucking shit. You're terrible people, and I no longer want to be your friends. I really don't. I'm done. You supported a fucking monster, and you're still supporting a fucking monster, and we're just supposed to go, don't let politics ruin your friendships. Fuck you. No, this is not, where should my tax money go? This is not, I think, money should be diverted from this to this. That's not what this is anymore. They ran on bigotry and hatred. You supported it. You're fine with it. Go fuck yourself. I'm done. I'm done being the nice guy. Because, we could still be friends. No, we can't. We can't. We have a fundamental difference of opinion. We have a fundamental, no, not even opinion. We have a fundamental difference in our views of society. We have a fundamental difference in how people should be treated, no matter they're related to us or connected to us in some way or not. We are fundamentally different, and we can't be friends. It's just, that's it. I'm drawing, again, I don't like to draw hard lines that often, but we have to. We got to draw a hard line here because you're still supporting this ghoulish platform, this ghoulish person, and these people who don't give a fuck about any of you. By the way, people who make fucking $50,000 a year are like, we're going to get the tax breaks. No, you're not. You're not going to get a goddamn thing, and you know it. You're just happy because they hate the same people that you hate, and you're fine with that, and fuck everything else. That's it. That's all it is. Because the entire platform was that, right? Did Mexico pay for the wall yet, by the way? Right? No, because he's a fucking shitty president, and he can't get his job done because he sucks at it. He didn't deserve it then. He doesn't deserve it now. He deserves fucking prison. Sorry, I'm. You know what? I'm not fucking sorry. I would say I'm sorry because I know, not everybody wants to hear this, but not even that. Not everybody comes to the show to hear this. But like I said at the end of last week, this is too important. This is going to affect many lives, whether they're connected to me or not, and that makes me angry. I was sad. I was disappointed. Mostly, I'm pissed off because people don't deserve this. Our kids don't deserve this. To grow up in a world like this, where consequences be damned, we're just going to do whatever we want, and we're going to just retain power anyway and gain it back. And I just don't. I said this in 2016, and I will say it again, I never want to hear any job say that someone is unqualified. I never want to hear any job say that. And again, I'm going to add to it. I don't want to hear that you can't have this job because you're a convicted felon or you have criminal history or whatever the case might be. Because if someone, again, who can't vote in several states can be president of all of them, then go fuck yourself if you're going to keep people out because they went to jail for something. Go fuck yourself. I just don't. I'm done. I don't have the patience anymore to deal with, oh, but what about da-da-da-da? No. The whataboutism is done. The both sides are bad is done. And again, if you support this on any level, please let me know. Or you know what? Don't even let me know. Take yourself out. The trash should take out itself because I'm done with you. I don't care who you are. I don't care how we're related. If we're related, how we're connected. Like I said, I don't care. I'm done. I'm done with this. I can't do it anymore. I cannot in good conscience associate with people who support this monster. I can't. He's just a genuine piece of shit. And I can't support anything he does and anyone who stands with him. I can't. So there you go. Pat's pissed off for 20 minutes or whatever. 17. I wish I was more shocked at the result. I'm just pissed off because we shouldn't be here again. We should have learned from 2016. We should have learned from 2020, all of his bullshit. We should have learned from any time he stepped on a stage or went on a fucking podcast or did whatever. We should have learned, and we didn't. And I don't understand why. I will never understand his appeal. I will never understand why people just flock to him. I guess the only real answer I came up with is he speaks to them on their level, and that is that you're all fucking stupid and you're racist pieces of garbage, and that he hates who you hate, and that's enough. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, they don't have a real platform. It's, again, bigotry and hatred, and that's it. And it's indefensible. And I'm done, like, oh, maybe they just wanted to change. No. We know what he's capable of, and now it's going to be worse. And I'm angry, and I'm done being quiet about it. So there you go, 18 minutes. I just don't, I will never understand it. And like I said, just one more time, just to be clear, if you support Donald Trump and the Republicans on any level, at any stage of whatever they're doing, I don't want you here. I don't want you listening to the show. Unfollow my pages, unfollow my social whatevers, lose my phone number, and good riddance, go fuck yourself. Is that definitive enough for you? I know this is the internet, so you got to be really clear. I think I'm pretty clear. Go fuck yourself. All right. There we go. That was a good clap, by the way. That was all palm. Gosh, I'm proud of that one. Not about what led to it, but here we are. So we're going to take a break, I promise. I'm going to put something here. I don't know what. I'm going to put something here. And we'll be right back to do something a little more fun.
Hello, fellow American. This you should vote. Me. I leave power. Good. Thank you. Thank you. If you vote me, I'm hot. What? Taxes. They'll be lower. Sun. The Democratic vote for me is right thing to do, Philadelphia. So do.
All right, there we go. Let's try to... Man, I thought about flipping that and doing it at the end again, like I did a week ago, just so I can get the fun stuff out of the way. But it was on the brain early, and I wanted to get it out before. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I should have made the whole episode just being pissed off. No, I didn't want to do that. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, let's try to break this up. Let's try to do something funny. So Jill told me the other day she went to Little Caesars. She was on her way home from something, and I said, hey, I just didn't feel like, it was just me and the kid, and we were having a rough day, and I didn't feel like making any food. I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't want to pay for delivery either. So I was like, hey, can you stop at Little Caesars? Because I know that A, it's cheap, and B, it'll feed all of us. And I said, hey, can you stop at, I knew she was going to pass one or two on the way. So I said, hey, can you stop at Little Caesars on the way home? She's like, yeah, sure, I'll stop in. So she gets home, and I also think she had never had Little Caesars before, so got the first time out of there. And then guess what? It tastes just fine. And I wasn't hungry anymore after. So so she's in line. I should have had her down here, but she's going to pick up the kid. But she's in line waiting to get her food. right? And Little Caesars hot and ready. So she's like, I figure I'll be in and out because hot and ready, right? It's like, if you don't know, Little Caesars is fast food pizza, right? So they have it ready for you pretty much whenever you walk in, or at least a few minutes after. So she's in line behind somebody. And this guy is complaining about what his pizza looks like. And he's like, oh, I want it this and that. And I want the wings, and I want the wings to be done this much and extra sauce. And I want them fried hard and all this stuff. And he's like, oh, you don't have this soda or whatever. How about this one? He was asking for so many modifications that it's like, dude, you're about to pay $14 for a large pizza and 8 wings and a couple of 2 liters, right? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing with why? What are you doing? I don't like, just the level of, maybe entitlement's the right word, actually. Maybe that's it. Maybe entitlement is the right word. It's the level of like, oh, I'm the customer. And I've said this many times in my retail stores over the years, like people whoever butchered the phrase, the customer's always right, or left half of it off, because the end of it is the customer's always right in matters of taste, meaning don't insult what they're buying because they're going to buy it and spend money for you. And like people have just chopped off the first part and said the customer's always right. And so that people have taken that to mean they can just be really picky about things and really nasty about things and just be awful. And so this guy is in line, like arguing with the Little Caesars people about like, oh, I want this pizza and this on my pizza and these wings. And he like open up the wings like, this isn't cooked how I want. And oh, really, these like 8 wings are going to fit in this box. And oh, I want this 2 liter and that 2 liter and blah, 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 blah. And like, look, I'm not saying that you're not allowed to have preferences. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is the menu's limited. Your options are limited when you're at Little Caesars or anywhere. The menu is limited to what they have or what they're good at, right? You're not going to go to Little Caesars and expect a steak, right? You're not going to Pizza Hut and get a lobster, right? Although I just gave him an idea. A little lobster in a pizza pocket. Oh my God. That sounds awful, actually. Actually, might be good. You know what, Pizza Hut? You're welcome for the idea. And if you try it, I'll be the first to eat one. How about that? I'll do it on the show, live video right here. So this guy, like, the idea that customers are allowed to be nasty to employees because I'm the customer and I'm paying your salary and like the idea that they're allowed to do that is not a good one. Like whoever started that trend is we'll censor that now because we're done with the politics stuff. But the idea that these people feel so entitled and feel okay to just be rude to these people who are just doing their jobs. Like their job is to, okay, you wanted this and this and this and this. Okay, we'll give you this. We don't have this. We can swap it for this. And here's this. And like, here's how we make it. Here's how it's prepared. Here's how it's going to look. Boom, done. Next. Right? That's how it should go. And the idea that it doesn't, the idea that people are just so entitled to be rude and be almost belligerent over, again, a $14 order for a pretty big hunk of food is ridiculous. And I just don't, just the level of entitlement for these people who are just so like, yeah, I'm the customer. I get whatever I want because I'm paying for it. Like, yeah, you're paying for it, but like the restaurant can only do so much. Like if somebody else bought all the 2 liter you wanted, you got to have another one. Or, the wings are prepared a certain way. They probably don't have a lot of room to make them differently, right? They can put them in the fryer longer. They can, spread some more sauce on there, but there's not much that's going to change, right? It's wings at Little Caesars, dude. Like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? Why are you? I guess that's the other thing is that the restaurant has a limited menu. Like if you we went to Nifty 50s a number of years ago now, and the menu is so limited. It's burgers, hot dogs, chicken fingers, and like a chicken Caesar salad, and then milkshakes. And that's it. And Little Caesars is also similarly limited in their options. It's pizza. You get like pepperoni, sausage, and then like you combine them. And then they have like little pizza pocket melt things. They got breadsticks and they got soda. And that's pretty much the menu. And going in there expecting more and expecting endless customization. Maybe that's it. Expecting a level of customization that is just not going to be a thing at a place like that is so, and then like being rude, being mean about it. It's like that person makes $9 an hour. What are you doing? Why are you being so, like, they have these options. They're out of this. They can do this, this, or this. Like, what are you Why are you trying to expand the menu and like make them cater to a weird specification of yours? And you're being rude. Like if you say, hey, I'd like these wings cooked a little more. The last time I got them, they weren't that good. I prefer my wings to be a little crispier, right? And they can probably just leave them in the fryer for another 3 minutes and be fine. But the fact that you're like, oh man, this was a blah, 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 and you're like inspecting and just being a jerk about it, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why? Do you go to other stores and complain about the level of service? Like, there are only so many things they can do at Little Caesars or at a Nifty 50s or at a food truck, right? So Jill and I talk about this all the time, where that's Jill, my wife, not Joe, whoever Joe might be. I know I talk fast. I'm sorry. So it happens at food trucks in the city a lot, where people will buy a bacon, egg, and cheese, it's usually a sausage sandwich or a sausage, egg, and cheese or whatever, and they'll go, all right, fried hard. Okay. And they'll get it, and it costs like $4, and they'll get it, they'll open it up, inspect it, poke at it, prod it. No, this isn't done enough. Can you put it on again? Like, dude, it's $4. You asked for fried hard, they did, and you're saying it's not. Like, you're now asking for another customization at a food truck where you paid less than $5, and now there are more people in your way, and now you're inconveniencing everyone else because, what? It's not charred and burnt. Like, eat the food or don't and go somewhere else. Like, I just don't understand the level of entitlement to service workers when you're like, oh, I paid for it. Yeah, you did, and they did what you asked, and just because you didn't really specify what you wanted, now that doesn't give you a license to be a jerk about it. That's all. So I guess the point of that one was be kind to food service people because they deal with way too much for not enough money, and they don't deserve more. They don't deserve more of your vitriol because they didn't do what you imagined they would do with your food. And I would like to imagine what they'll do after you complain. That's what I want to know. I just don't get it, man. Like, why are we so entitled that we're complaining about the level of doneness of food at Little Caesars? Like, as long as it's cooked, right? That should be enough of a thing. Like, and again, I'm not saying you can't have preferences. I'm just saying stop being so smarmy about it. That's all, right? It's a limited menu. There are only so many options that they have to serve you with. And just, that going in, so buy it or get out. I think that's it. And I if you don't know, I'm firmly on the side always of the worker, because the customer 9 times out of 10 apparently is terrible and being unreasonable and just being nasty for no reason. So there you go. That was Jill's adventure. I co-opted the story and added a little food truck thing that is, can I get a fried hard? Sure. And then they poke around at it and hand an open sandwich back to the people in the food truck. Can you fry it hard again? No, go away. No, I'm not making it again. Go away. Get out of here. God, the level of entitlement is utterly ridiculous. It really is. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right. Do you want to do a pet peeve about something that doesn't matter that much? It's food related too, kind of. A little bit. So let's take a break. We'll do that. A classic pet peeve based on a letter I got, not a real letter, based on an email that I got the other day. All right? We'll do that next. Okay, so that was fun, right? That's better. That's a nice little contrast to what we started the show doing. So we got this email the other day from, it's unnamed, so we call him Jimmy from Mayfair. Said, hey, Pat, before I ask my question, don't forget to update the musician list on your website. Oh, damn it. I know it's been months. I'm sorry. It has been a long time. I want to have time. All right. Anyway, on to the question. Thanks for making me feel bad, Jimmy. Jerk. Pat, can we get a curmudgeon opinion from you on this? Or no, he said, I'm sorry, I replaced it. He said, Pat, can we get a boomer opinion or a Pat peeve on menu QR codes at restaurants? I think you could have fun ranting about this. Love the show. Take care. All right. Thank you for the question. Yeah, boomer opinion or a Pat peeve or a curmudgeon, maybe a curmudgeon corner, if you will. QR codes on menus at restaurants. Now, if you don't know what a QR code is, by the way, it's a little image where you scan it with your phone and then it takes you to a website. And I did one on my flyer for the live show where it took you to the RSVP site. And I did that because the venue said, yeah, we'll put the flyer up at the club and get some advertising. Turns out that was a lie. They didn't do that. Anyway, So yeah, it takes you to a website where you can look at whatever the website is, right? So for a restaurant, what they would do, I assume, is have the QR code, because there are some restaurants where the menu's on the outside like the menu's at the window, so you can walk up and see what's on the menu first of all, and the prices. And so then you can know, hey, if I want to go here, it's going to cost me this much plus whatever, right? So you have an idea of what you're going to spend before you go, which is great because generally what I've learned is if the restaurant has the menu on the wall, I can't afford it. At least not at the time. So I would think having a QR code now, and because you don't know how often the menu is updated and how often, maybe more importantly, the prices are updated. And if you look online, like, hey, here's an online menu for this restaurant, it might be a couple years old. And so I think if you have it like on the window outside, like, hey, scan this QR code for our menu, and you're outside the restaurant, you scan it, you go, okay, here's what I want. Here's how much it'll cost. What do you want? What do you want? So by the time you get in there, you all know what you want and you have a general idea of what it's going to cost. That I think is great. If the QR code is on the outside or is like at the entrance to the restaurant, that's great. Once you get in, give me a damn menu. I don't like when I go to a restaurant, when I go out to dinner somewhere, I generally want to put my phone away. I want to just enjoy the food, enjoy the people I'm with, and just be able to shut everything off for an hour or two. And if you're telling me I got to go, like, they'll usually put a card at the table, like, hey, scan this code for our menu. And like, that's just lazy at that point. Like, why are we so dependent on the technology that we can't even go have dinner without using our phones? I guess that's where I land because, like, yeah, sure, it probably costs you a lot of money to make the menu, but then don't change the prices that often. How about that? And maybe maybe I shouldn't even say that because maybe that's not even in your control. I will admit, I don't know a ton about the restaurant industry and all the overhead costs that come with it and how, supplier costs increase and your material costs go up and all these other things. So I understand that the costs will change. But do they really change that often that you're making 25 menus a year? Like that you're printing 25, 30 different menus a year, or that you're printing several a month? Because you might need to find new suppliers or new ways to get your materials. Because if your costs are changing that much, like so drastically that you have to print a whole new menu to update several items, you might need to look at your financials and figure out what's going on there. Because that just seems like too much. And then you're putting it back on the customer to go, okay, now you're going to look at your phone. Because here's the other thing. If a server is coming up to you and you're on your phone, they're not going to know whether you're ready to order because you're looking at your phone, right? Generally, what you would do is if you have the menu in your hand, you're looking at it, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, and then you put it down. And so whoever's got your table can see, hey, their menus are down. That means they're ready to order. I can go and take their order. But if you're on your phone, they're not going to want to interrupt. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know if you're ready to order or what. And so I just don't like the idea in general of now I'm being forced to use my phone at the table. That because we have a rule at home here where no phones at the table. Like it's dinner time and we eat together as a family and yeah, no phones. And so I like to keep that uniform when I do meals when I go somewhere. That's just a thing I like to do. Also, I have no problem scanning a QR code, but there are several people who I know who would have to how do I find that? I can't see. Like, why are you making people do that? Print a menu. Print a goddamn menu, people. Come on. At least print one and put it in the front window. So when we go up there, hey, this is what they have. Cool, I want that. You want that. He wants this. Boom, done. So we all already know. By the time we get there, we know what we want. And I guess here's my thing. One of my things about this. If you're continuing to charge me more money for the food and the service, which again, I understand because supplies are expensive and material costs go up and all these things, right? I'm not naive to think that prices are not going to increase. But if you're increasing the prices, why am I also being tasked with finding the menu on my own? Like if I'm paying, more money for the food and the service and all this, you should at least bring me a damn menu. That's all I'm saying. I don't get it, man. Like, why are we so stuck with these phones, man? Like, and I have a smartphone. I use it a lot, maybe too much. And so I get it. Like, people are, get trapped in their phones. I get, like, we rely on them a lot. I understand. But if I'm at a restaurant, like, print me a damn menu. I don't know, man. Again, this is a classic pet peeve. Like, I don't want to say a boomer opinion because I'm not a boomer. And I know several people who are my age and younger who are upset about this too. So it's not a boomer specific issue. But give me a menu at the restaurant. And also, related, I know, Jimmy, you didn't ask about this, but I've seen recently where shopping malls, will not have the hours on the doors and instead scan this QR code for our mall hours outside the door. So here's my thing with that is the mall hours should not change so frequently that you can't post them on the door. They shouldn't. There is no universe where the mall hours should change from day to day. I just can't see a way. I can't fathom a place, a time, a situation where the mall hours change from day to day, where we're going to open at 12 today, we're open at 3 tomorrow, and then we're open at 10 on Friday. No, that's not a thing. Mall hours are one of the biggest constants in life. Death, taxes, malls opening at 10 a.m. That's it. What are we doing? Why does there, and like, if you're printing a QR code with the hour, like, okay, maybe the mall hours don't change that often and you're just being lazy and like, oh, check out, they'll scan this QR code. It had to take more effort to make that QR code than it would to print the hours. Monday to Friday, 10 to 9. Saturday, 10 to 10. Sunday, 11 to 6. Whatever. It cannot be that hard to type that out and print it. And like, you had to do more work for the QR codes. Just print the menu, print the hours. Print the menu, print it all. Give me the menu, give me the hours. Just knock it off with these stuff. Oh, God. See, now I'm upset about something that doesn't matter as much. Is that more fun? One more thing related to this. When I pay for, this is, I guess, it's not really related, but let's say it like this. It's a modern trend that I don't like. That's how it connects. I don't know if that's going to make sense, but let's try it. When I pay for ad-free on a streaming service, I also mean the little bumpers and the little promos for your other shows on the network. Like, we were watching something this morning with the kid on Paramount Plus, and then we got to the end of the episode, and it's like, oh, check this new show on Paramount. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nope, that is not what I want. I know it's not technically a commercial, but I paid for the ad-free version of this service. I paid more money for the ad-free version of this service, and I just want the shows. I just want the episodes right in a row. I want the movie right in a row. Boom, done, great. Did I already talk about this? I'm sure I did. It's fine. When I pay for ad-free, I mean 0 advertisements for anything. That's what I mean. Give me the episodes straight on through. That's what I want. There you go. I'm sure I talked about that already. If I did, there it is again. If I didn't, there you go. When I pay for ad-free, I want no ads at all. I just want the shows and movies, and that's it. All right? Also, print me a menu and write your mall hours on the door. God damn it. What are we doing? Why? Why are we so dumb? Why? Just as a society, why are we so dumb? I don't know. Thank you, Jimmy, for the question. Hope I answered it to your satisfaction. And I'm going to get to my website soon. I know it's been a long time. It has been a minute since I've updated that, so I'm very sorry. Does anybody want to do that, by the way? If you want to update my website, which is basically you put the name of the band, the song I played, and when I played them. If you just do that for me, that'd be great, and I'll pay you $20 or something. I don't know. Let me know, themeltingpat.com for all the things, okay? All right. Let's take one more break, and then I'm actually going to, I did not text the captain earlier. I'm going to do it now, and then I will, I'm going to ask him if he wants to do an update, and we'll see what he says. If he says yes, we'll do that next. If not, we'll take a break anyway and then end the show. All right? Either way, let's take a break. We'll be right back. All right, so I reached out to the captain, and he said that he would do an update to help break up the show. I did warn him that I was angry at the beginning of the show, and I was like, man, I don't know if you want to do it. I'll leave it up to you. And he said, I'll do it. It'll help break up the show. So, good sir, Flyers have not been doing well, but I know that the captain will bring us some much needed positivity in this moment. So, good sir, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Hey, Flyers fans. Mark back at you again with another Flyers update. Yeah! Woo! Guys, well, it's the rough start has continued this run for the Flyers in this early bit of the season. Let's take a look back at what the last week held. So the Flyers had a really, really strong game against St. Louis on Thursday. Ended up winning that game 2-1 at home. However, they took on the Bruins on Saturday at home, ended up getting shut out 3-0. But the Flyers tried to rebound, tried to regroup against one of the best teams in the league this year at the Carolina Hurricanes. They went down to Carolina, ended up losing that game 6-4. Now that score seems like it was a bit of not as close as it could have been. But the Flyers actually were tied 4-4 in the last minute of that game, with Carolina scoring within the last about 31 seconds before the end of the third period, and then they netted an empty netter, and that was it. So the Flyers losing that game 6-4. Now looking ahead, they're going to be taking on Tampa Bay Thursday, then Florida on Saturday, and they're coming back home to take on San Jose on Monday. So looking at it, the Flyers have dealt with a bit of early injuries. Sam Ersson, we'll see what happens with him. Kolosov has been not great. I mean, this team really needs a number one goaltender. Obviously, there have been things out of the Flyers organization's control about how their primary and number one goaltender is going to work out for them. The Flyers need these goaltenders to really step up, and they need them to step up fast, because the Flyers have been sputtering quite a bit in the early part of this season. So let's see what the Flyers can do to get back on track. So guys, that's it for me here inside the Melty Pat on Next Level Radio.
And there you have it. Thank you, my friend. Yeah. Yep, there you go. That sigh was both for the election stuff and for the Flyers. Because they're not playing well right now, man. They are not playing well at the moment. I do know that. And, man, I wish I could watch baseball. That would help. It's also a good thing I don't have any booze in the house, because I would be, am I going to get real about this? Yeah, like there's a reason I don't gamble either, is because when I start and go, oh, this is pretty good, I don't know when to stop. And so I don't drink that often, because it could turn into a problem. And I don't gamble because I don't know when to say no. So let me just say it's good I don't subscribe to any gambling apps, or like I play Poker Club online. Poker Club it's on Steam. I'm sure it's on other places where it's like, it's a video game. It's not real money. It's in-game money. It's not. You could probably spend real money, but I don't, and it's just fun. That's about the extent of my gambling, and the occasional the occasional blackjack game. But that's it. Yeah, I don't know, man. Why are we talking about this? I don't know. Look, okay, here's what I want to say to end the show. First of all, again, thank you, Captain, for helping us, for bringing some levity, I guess, to the show, to the episode today. Thank you very much. If you're struggling, if I can help you in some way, let me know. Reach out. There are plenty of ways to get in touch with me. All of those at themeltingpat.com. If you got my number, text me. Let me know what's up. If you want to leave a message for me, just venting, ranting, rambling, raving, 209-867-7638, or on SpeakPipe. Just leave it right from your phone there. If you just need, I won't play it on the show if you don't want me to. If you just need someone to yell at, yell through, yell with, and you don't have a therapist, you can't afford it, dump it on me. Dump it on me. I'm here to help you out. Reach out. If you need, and you know what? Not even if you need somebody to talk to. If you need someone to listen to you, let me know. I'm here. Send me a text. Send me an email. Send me a whatever. Because I think right now, for the next couple days or weeks, we can all just use someone to just be there for us. And I think that's really what we all need to do for each other. Is we need to just look out for each other and just be there. Just be present for each other. And just, if you don't want to talk about anything, you just want me to listen, you don't want me to talk to you about anything, that's fine. I will listen. You can just send me your rants and ravings and all your thoughts and all your whatever you got, send it over. Because that's the least I could do. Like, I'm sitting there talking to you for however long. If you need to talk to me, you can do that too. Okay? This went off the rails, didn't it? Man. I was trying to bridge the captain was going to end the show and that was going to be good. And then I was like, I'll talk about boozing and gambling. I don't know what the hell I talked about, but thank you, Captain. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Like I said, if you voted for this on any level, good riddance. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I mean, that's like, I'm done. Like I said, I'm done being nice. I'm done being quiet. I don't want to hear it. There's no excuse for it. It is indefensible. If you're still on with this GOP platform on any stretch of the imagination, any level at all, I don't want you here either in my community for the show or in my life in general. So there you go. How's that? Is that definitive enough? I feel like I got to be more assertive and be more definitive in my statements, more declarative. So there you go. There it is again. One more time. If you are on this, if you are aligned with this platform on any level, I don't want you here. Let me know, say whatever. You know what? Don't let me know. Again, don't let me know. I don't want to know. Just disappear from my life. That's what I want. All right? All right. I really, it seems like a weird platitude, and I would like to say we're going to get through it. I would like to say we'll figure it out, and I want to believe that. I really do. But right now, I don't think we need that. I don't think we need a random platitude from just the guy saying stuff. So again, if you need help, I'm here. I'll offer whatever service I can. Yeah, if you just need somebody to scream at, you can do that to me. Okay? I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. No G-Lo. We're just going to roll right out today. No music. I just feel like we need to just kind of all take a breath and still be angry. You could still be angry. I'm still going to be angry for a while. But just for the moment, we can all just, be in this together. And that's the only way we get out of it, is by hanging together, hanging tough together, and just being there for each other. That's all. That's what we need right now. Okay? I love you. Thank you for being here. I'm here to help. If you need, even if it's just somebody to yell at, so you don't get in trouble at work or you don't dump it on your spouse or whoever, do it to me. I'm here for you. I can help. I can handle it. And if you want to put it on the show, you want to do like a call-in thing where everybody's just angry, we could do that too. But next week, we'll try to get away from the politics unless something crazier happens. We'll try to get away from that and try to have a little bit more lighthearted stuff. So if you have suggestions, maybe I'll watch a TV episode and do that. We'll see. But all right, that's it. TheMeltingPat.com for all things me. Again, reach out. Plenty of ways to get in touch with me over there. And I will update the website soon. I promise. I don't know what soon is. I don't know what that time frame is, but I'll try. Okay? All right. Thanks for hanging in with me. Thanks for sticking with all the things I'm doing. And yeah, if you're not with me on this, then take yourself out of the equation. All right? All right. I'll talk to you soon. There's no G-Love today, but Philadelphonic.com for more from them. Tell them I said hi, I guess. No, don't do that. They don't really know who I am. But anyway, that's all. Okay? Have fun. Be safe. Thank you, veteran. Wear your mask, wash your hands, get vaccinated and boosted when you can. Actually, while you can. Maybe I should change that. And tip your rate staff. And of course, don't do anything I wouldn't do. This has been an 8 Boiling production. You've been inside the Melting Pat on the Next Level Network. Go crap open a cold one. Thank you so much. I love you all.